guys, and welcome to my channel. This is The Natural Experience, and what I'm going to do today is I'm going to walk you through my kitchen and just show you some practical ways that you can fight anxiety and depression from your kitchen, and just going over just different things you should look for whenever you're buying. And I understand that it's hard to change your patterns of eating just because you're used to going to that thing right off the bat. Oh, I'm familiar with this product, I like the way it tastes. I'm just going to show you what I use, and then also what to look for whenever you're looking at different foods and different labels, and also kind of the mindset that you need to have whenever you're trying to choose those products. So let's get started. Alright guys, so I'm going to start with a few of my go-to cooking supplies, and this is what I use as a base for a lot of the stuff that I cook and whatnot. And so instead of, you see that there's no canola oil or vegetable oil here. I want just oils that are high in omega-3s, and so that's going to be your olive oil, your avocado oil, coconut oil, and so you can see all three of them there. I also have coconut milk. Coconut is just good for you all around, and so if you are trying to stay away from conventional dairy and want to mix things up a bit, coconut oil works, or coconut milk, excuse me, works really well. Also for pastas, you can see that I have this pasta here. It's brown rice, and they have a lot of different styles of noodles that they offer, but I really like these. It's for my pasta needs, and so that's how I stay away from a lot of gluten, because gluten actually will cause inflammation, and it also turns into sugar in your body essentially, and so I want to stay away from that because I want to keep my body running as smoothly and avoid those sugar highs and crashes and all that. So this just helps me do that, and also it's really good to have a variety in your diet. It's just good for your overall health. So, and then I'm just going to end with these. You're like, what is that? Those are my basically dark chocolate chocolate chips, if you will. They're made from cacao, which is different than cocoa. It's a little bit of a different bean, same family, but the cacao is actually higher in antioxidants. So ladies, whenever you feel stressed out and you just feel like you have to have chocolate, is that those antioxidants that your body is just craving, and so this is really high in that. And so oftentimes if I have a sweet tooth or whatnot, I'll just go and grab a small handful of these and just eat them. So that's my small set of baking essentials. Now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to show you a couple of just drink options. As far as juice, you don't want to have a ton of it just because it's so high in sugar. But you can see I have this cranberry blueberry here. Cranberries and blueberries are really good for your body. Cranberries are good for your digestion, and blueberries are just really high in antioxidants. And if you want to look at the ingredients here, you have a lot of organic ingredients here. Organic is a regulated term, and so they have to be grown in a certain way. If they were to say natural on here, then that would be a little bit more ambiguous. It would be like, basically natural could be used for a variety of things, and it doesn't mean that they're grown well or in the most healthy conditions. So that's something that you want to look for on labels. I have not been drinking traditional milk for years, and I used to have dark circles under my eyes, and as soon as I stopped drinking conventional milk, that went away. I also used to have a lot of phlegm whenever I would drink regular milk, and so this is just a healthier option. There's almond milk, you can get coconut milk, you can get rice milk. There's a variety of different options here, different consistencies, and I personally like also cooking with almond milk. It gives it a very nice flavor. So I'm going to come over here to my sauces, and I'm just going to point out here that you have avocado oil in both of these. Avocado is very high in omega-3s, and that is something that you really want when you're combating anxiety and depression. It just helps your brain function, it helps your gut function, because a lot of times your gut is so messed up, and that is where a majority of your serotonin and dopamine is made, and so you really want to take care of that. Also, you can see the guacamole, same reason. This has no preservatives. Gluten-free means that they haven't added any wheat products to it. And really, when you're looking at labels, you want to have the least amount of ingredients as possible. That means that there's not going to be extra preservatives in there, because preservatives are another thing that just really mess up your body and your gut. And this, that you can buy good ketchup, so don't freak out for those who like their ketchup. This one's made with organic tomatoes. It does have organic sugar, which is actually better than the sugar additives, the substitutions. Those are actually worse for your body than the actual sugar. So if I'm buying something, sugar, yes, it is. It's not good for you. It is addicting, but not as addicting as the substitutes that they have put together. All right, and then here I have my breakfast options. And so you see here I have my cage-free eggs. Cage-free basically means that they're allowed to roam free and just eat whatever off the ground, which is great. The chickens are actually healthier when they're raised this way. They have less antibiotics, and they're pumped with less to no steroids at all, which actually means that their eggs are higher in its nutrient value, and so they're going to be especially high in the omega-3s, which your brain really needs and your body really needs. So that is what I usually go for whenever I'm looking at the egg selection. Here I have wild blueberries from Central Market or HEB. If you can buy the wild blueberries, that is the best, because blueberries are really high in antioxidants, as I mentioned earlier, but the wild blueberries are even more so. For whatever reason, when they grow up wild, they produce more of that antioxidant value there. So definitely like using that in my smoothies. You can see my organic bananas. I like to have those. Of course, they make the smoothies really creamy, but they also have the potassium in it as well. You can add the summer blend there, which are some of my favorites. The blueberries, actually blackberries and raspberries. Raspberries are actually very high in antioxidants as well. They have a lot of fiber in them. So they're actually some of the best berries that you can have as well. So if I were to choose two fruits, I would say to stick with the raspberries and the blueberries. And those are going to give you the kick you need. I actually also use both of those during that time of the month when I'm having a lot of cramping, and it really helps alleviate the pain, because it does really reduce that inflammation. And so it just helps my body to naturally recover from that. And then you can see my gluten-free waffles. These are great. I try to stay away from gluten because it also causes inflammation in the body, and the gluten in the foods that you eat, you get that sugar high and then you drop, and so that's causing inflammation and all sorts of bad things for your body as well, energy wise, and so I just try to stay away from it. So that's been a great option that I found. This is actually available at Walmart. And then the only thing on this is that it does have some different stuff in it, like the canola oil, which I try to stay away from. So I try to limit my bread intake, even if it's gluten-free. But if you guys just are die-hard, and have a hard time getting away from the breads, this is a better option, even though the best option obviously would be to go completely bread-free. And then for syrup, you want the pure maple syrup. You want it to just be maple syrup. You don't want all that extra sugar and stuff, and so this can be used as a sugar substitute, especially if you want to sweeten up your shakes and that kind of thing. So that is a great option there too. And then when you're looking at dairy, there's a lot of push for no cow's milk at all. For some of you that really like your yogurt, this is a better option. You can see that it has agave nectar. That is what they've used to sweeten it, instead of regular sugar. And it also has active cultures, which is probiotics, which are really good for your gut. And you can see that it doesn't have any aspartame, sucralose. Those are sugar substitutes that they will often put in to foods, and those are actually worse than sugar, which is really interesting considering the hype about no sugar. And then no high fructose corn syrup, that is a big one. You don't want high fructose corn syrup ever. I have seen my best friend go off and on high fructose corn syrup. He completely eliminated it from his diet, and then had a soda, and it completely messed with his brain. It gave him so much depression, and it also gave him a lot of brain fog, and it just threw off his entire day. And so if you guys want to use the kitchen to really address the anxiety and depression, high fructose corn syrup is something you want to avoid at all costs. And then for my last little bit, I'm just going to show you a couple of my favorite go-to frozen dinners. I try to cook as much as I can, but tikka masala from Saffron Road, great. No probiotics ever. And then also Udi's gluten-free. Udi's is a great brand. They also have their buns that Smashburger puts on their burgers for those that need gluten-free burgers. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed going through my kitchen and just seeing the practical things you can do to fight anxiety and depression in the kitchen with the different oils and different options that are out there. And I'm just going to be real with you guys, when you start switching over, especially if you cut out high fructose corn syrup, your body's going to still crave it. And so you will feel the effects of that for a few days. Just keep on doing it and it will overhaul, benefit your health. No joke, my best friend has done it. He's completely gone off of caffeine. He's doing no high fructose corn syrup, and his depression has just improved so much. So I really want to encourage you guys with that. And yes, it's hard, but anything that is worth doing is worth working hard at. So just to encourage you guys to do that, and I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you liked the content here. Give me some ideas as to what you would like to hear, and yeah, leave me some comments. Love you guys. Bye.